Coming from John Gosden's runner, Lucarno, so impressive last time out. Off a break, having had a hard time but early in the year. John Gosden, no fool at all, and will brought this horse to concert pitch to take on the Ballydoyle Battalions. The oldest classic and the final classic of the season. £500,000 in the prize fund, 10 doing battle.
On Acapulco, who cost 180,000 guineas as a yearling. He's by Galileo, one of 3 by Galileo in the race. And he was 4th last time out in the Voltager at York. He should definitely stay, looking at his pedigree, and there may well be better still to come from him. He's had just the 4 runs so far. Celestial Halo, also by Galileo. A horse who began the season most impressively, winning an ordinary race at Newcastle in the style of one who could go on to better things. He's taken a while to confirm that potential, but he was 2nd in the Melrose last time, and he's got plenty of scope. He looks the type to make a better 4-year-old. And here is Johnny Murtagh on Honolulu, a colt by Montjeu out of a mare by Darshan. Ran a fantastic race for a 3-year-old, went 2nd in the Ebor under co-automatic top weight, just foiled. And that form is good enough to win any average ledger. Remains to be seen if there's one better than him over the trip on the day. Interesting to hear John talk about Lucarno. He's a tall horse. He's by Dynaforma, who's based in America and is a big horse himself. His pedigree on the dam side isn't the easiest to read. It's not certain that he won't stay on pedigree. He won the Voltager well last time.
MacArthur's an interesting runner in as much as he looked to be a really good horse in the spring and then ran behind a good horse called Moore as well, but we didn't see him after that. Got a little bit sore, but he ran a good race in the Voltager behind Lucarno.
And number 6, the 3rd Galileo runner, Marla, who won the Queen's Vase at Royal Ascot, demonstrating plenty of stamina. Then was given a little bit of a break and was slightly disappointing, dropping back in trip last time out in the Voltager. The ledger distance should suit better.
I'm interested in Raincoat from his run in the spring behind Authorised in the Dante. Something just caught my eye about him. He got out. He was never going to beat Authorised in a month of Sundays, but it did look as though he was going to be a horse who'd improve over a trip, and last time at Goodwood didn't get any gallop at all.
Quite interesting, John Gosden fits him with a sheepskin noseband, which isn't typical of the stable. Here's Regal Flush, a much improved horse over the last month, winning a competitive handicap at Goodwood and then beating his elders in a similar race at Haydock last week, supplemented on Monday.
Yeah, Edmund O'Dwyer, who looks after Acapulco, has won the prize for the best, turned out. But Samuel, well, he wouldn't have been winning out a turn either. And another one who stays and taken on an older horse in Tungsten Strike last time at Goodwood, but it's just a question of whether he's going to be good enough or not.
And here's Veracity, whose stamina is guaranteed as he's run over 2 miles on his last 2 starts, finishing 2nd both times in the Queen's Vase at Ascot behind Marla, and then running very well in the Goodwood Cup, where I think the weight for age scale definitely favoured him.
Honolulu, the big plus horse, and money coming now for Lucarno.
2 to go. This is Lucarno, Jimmy Fortune. He's had such a tremendous season, Jimmy, already. And the last will be his stable companion Raincoat, Veracity, nearest to us, and Philip Robertson. A very long hold.
Ready, Pete? How's that? Ready? Who said that?
Well, problems at the stalls. They're not opening. They're now going.
Well, that was an awkward moment there. 1 or 2 of them trying to anticipate Marla and Veracity, notably. In the early stages, Raincoat's up on the outside in the noseband. Acapulco taking a forward position with Marla in the all-dark blue jacket under Mick Cannan as they race through the first furlong in the Ladbroke St Leger of 2007. Marla leads to Acapulco and Raincoat. Maroon with the white sleeves, Veracity on the inside. White jacket out wide is Lucarno. Racing between the pair in pink is Samuel. And they're followed out the back then by MacArthur, with also Honolulu, Celestial Halo, and Regal Flush is held up by Ryan Moore in last position. Continuing along the back straight then towards Rose Hill. When they climb the hill, they'll have about 1.25 miles left to cover. Mick Cannan steals a half glance on the leader Marler, whose stamina is certainly assured here. In second place is Acapulco, Raincoat to the outside of Veracity. Samuel is just in behind these. And then a couple of lengths to Lucarno. Honolulu, having gone off the 13-8 favourite, is third last at the moment in the purple cap worn by Johnny Murtagh, as Marler, one of his stable companions, continues to make it. From another O'Brien runner, Acapulco in second. Veracity is third on the inside of Samuel, with Raincoat posted 3 horses wide. 2 lengths away to Lucarno. Then MacArthur, the horse with the white face, up the inside of Honolulu. Celestial Halo is second last, and still looking on, and about 10 lengths off the pace is Regal Flush. They're beginning the long left-hand turn now, which will eventually will bring them home, and it's Marler that continues to make the pace here by a length to Acapulco. It looks a good even gallop. Veracity's up the inside, Raincoat out wide in fourth, followed by Samuel. These are tracked then by Lucarno further back. After Lucarno is MacArthur, the inside of Honolulu. Those two keeping each other company from Celestial Halo and Regal Flush. It just looks as though Mick Cannan is really trying to stretch them now on Marler as they swing this left-hand turn. They've got 5 furlongs left to cover, and Marler is going to ensure this is a real test here. Marler from Acapulco, who's bustled along. Veracity on the insides, they turn in. Raincoat to the left on the outside. MacArthur creeping forward from Samuel. Then after these is Lucarno from Celestial Halo. Honolulu towards the outside, and Regal Flush is last. Marler still ratcheting up the pressure as they run down inside the final 3. Marler chased hard by Veracity, then Acapulco. MacArthur on the far side making ground. Out wide Lucarno with a bit of a run now, beginning to eat up the going, and then Honolulu is taking off as well. Looks set for a great finish. Regal Flush staying on from the rear. They race inside the final quarter. Marler from Veracity, challenged by Lucarno the outside, MacArthur far side, and the favourite Honolulu is running on down the near side with Regal Flush inside the final furlong. Lucarno strikes the front from Marler. It's Lucarno kicks a length clear of Marler, who's trying to fight back, but racing up towards the line. The Derby fourth, Lucarno wins the St. Leger. Lucarno wins from Marler in second. Tight for third between Honolulu and Regal Flush, chased up by MacArthur, Veracity, all in a heap with Celestial Halo. Then Acapulco, Samuel well beaten, and Raincoat was a very long last. Well, John Gosden, Lucarno's trainer, ummed and ahed about whether to run this horse today. There were just a few fears whether he would get the trip. Well, there was no hiding place because Mick Cannan set a furious pace on Marler. Horse has already won over 2 miles, and Lucarno really had to stay. Ultimately, the class horse in the field has come through. He was 4th in the Derby earlier in the season. He won that renowned Leger trial, the Great Voltigeur, and he's won the big one today.
Lucarno, opposed by the sponsors Ladbrokes, who went 9-2 this morning, generally 4, back from 9-2 on the course, returned 7-2, second favourite Lucarno. The runner-up Marler sent off at 13-2, with Honolulu third at 13-8 favourite, and Lucarno, the 38th Voltigeur winner to run in the Leger, the 13th to complete the double and go back to Alcide and Premonition in the 50s, and he's the 8th horse to be 4th in the Derby and win the St. Leger. Bastino, Sodium and Chambers there did that since the war. Really wins by a length and 3/4 of a length. Lucarno well back, good support late for Lucarno despite opposition from the Magic Sign.
I've got Jimmy now. Jimmy Fortune, congratulations on a first St. Leger. You were worried about the trip, but he got every yard.
Yeah, he's proved into a very good horse. We had a little doubts about his staying, but he does stay well.
But Michael Cannan set a proper pace.
Proper gallop. I was happy to sit off it. And, he picked them off one by one up the straight, and he's done it going away. He's a very nice horse.
Obviously, John Gosden's trained a Leger winner before, but he'll be thrilled about this. He's had faith in the horse. He won the best trial. He's done it really well.
He has. He's a beautiful horse, and he's very relaxed, and he's a real professional to do anything with.
And what does it mean to you to win this?
It's great to get me first class again, and I've waited a long time for it.
You have indeed, and well deserved. Well done, enjoy it.
Thank you.
John Gosden going to greet his classic winner. A great thump on the thigh for Jimmy Fortune. Well, John, two great bits of work in the lead-up and a classic Leger preparation. Fourth and Derby, great vulture,
yes.
Job done.
Yeah, I think it's a lovely pattern that, you know, if you're good enough to be fourth at Epsom in an exceptionally good Derby with authorised, and then you can go and win your Voltigeur.
And he's really turned the corner, this horse, Voltigeur, onwards.
Yes, he has. But he's been a very good horse all along. I mean, he's second first time out in the hottest maiden of the year, first race of his life. So he's always been a very good horse. And we'll put him away now, and he'll be a lovely horse for next year.
Job done, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's certainly been of credit to him all season. He ran the week before the Derby. No doubt about his stamina. He was always up there under Steve Drown, sought out. But Mailer's run his heart out, made every yard of the run. And if Mick could have looked behind, which he was never going to do, he'd have seen this horse cruising under Jimmy Fortune. And 2 or 3 came out of the pack. But once he got to the front, stamina, class, and he deserved to win this race, Jim.
Yes, he did. I mean, you made a point to me straight afterwards, the only horse that raced up with a pace in the Derby and finished it. He's actually won a shade comfortably, travelled strongly. He's an imposing horse, and he was right back on song today.
Really nice individual. James Wigan on the left there of John Gosden, who manages the horses for George Strawbridge.
Who's there on the right?
Who's there on the right. He's been remarkably successful, had a lot of good horses, of course, with Ian Baldwin. But this horse, he's just beautifully mannered. I watched him go down to the start. They were struggling just to get the lead rope off of him, just waited until the lad had finally undone the buckle, turned round. And he's well bred, Jim.
Yeah, he's by Dynaform, known in America as Big D. He's a great big horse by Roberto. Very few American horses at top level get the chance to run a mile and a half, and this horse not only did that, he won. So he is a strong influence of stamina. Vignette, the dam, was actually just a disappointment. She was quite fussy and hot, and they actually brought her back to 6 furlongs, having started her off early. And that's where the doubt for some people, including his connections, existed with regard to the trip. But it was all to no avail. He stays really well. He's just a grand horse, full stop. John Gosden's second Leger, of course. He won with Chantou in 1996, and he was also second 5 years before that with his first ever runner, Soames.
Well, we'll be off to the Curragh shortly for the Irish St Leger, where the age ranges from 3 to 11. But the final classic of the season has gone to John Gosden, the unfeignedly helpful and always really lucid trainer who tells you beforehand he was dead happy. Not as happy as he is now.
Seeing a horse getting his just desserts for a really hard-working season that began at Newbury in a maiden, won by Diamond Tycoon, and plenty of other good horses have come out of that race. He then won on the all-weather at Kempton. He ran well at Royal Ascot. He won at Newmarket, third in the Derby, and hasn't looked back since that win in the Great Voltigeur. And he was a worthy winner of this. Mailer's run with great credit, having won at Royal Ascot, got struck into by his stable companion. That's an unforgivable error in my book from Christophe Soumillon. The one thing you don't do is gallop on the back of another horse's heels. I don't, especially not if it's a stable companion. But it was all about the winner at Lucarno today, John Gosden's second St Leger, and a really good win for jockey Jimmy Fortune.
And it's not a case of lucky Lucarno, he's just good.